Fezzy took us all out for a dinner last night. We all decided to go out. And I said, Fezzy, you want me to get this? You want to get it? Because we're going to go back and forth when we take the boys out. Last night was Fezzy's night. Took us out to a wonderful restaurant, Fez.
Smith & Walensky on 49th Street and 3rd Avenue in Manhattan.
It's a very old steakhouse. One of the oldest ever. It's like 115, 120 years old. And it's one of those days that one of those places where probably women weren't allowed even in there to 1985. It's just guys and meat. And so we ordered these steaks, and we ended up having a great time. The bill comes for Fez, and I see him. He's putting it on his credit card, and I see that he's a little confused, but he signs it, and the guy takes a check. All of a sudden, this old waiter comes back, because our waiters are like 90 years old. Grabs Fez, shakes his hand. Thank you, sir. And I see Fez looks puzzled. Earl, Dave, and I crack up because we realized Mr. Known at Math has probably overtipped.
I have zero math skills whatsoever. I cannot do simple, stupid division and multiplication, any of it. And yes, the guy got too big of a tip for the bill. Way too big.
Well, what happened and that made you upset. You were having the time of your life. You didn't even mind the tip. But then, what made you upset? That he was happy?
It made me upset that I had overtipped, and that he came over and made a scene about it, practically hugging me in front of everybody. That was embarrassing.
And that made us crack up because you looked shocked and upset with it.
At one point, I saw all the other waiters in the restaurant huddled across the room, laughing and pointing at Fez, as if there he is, there's the guy way overtipped.
Rob, you're in front of Fez.
Hey, buddies. Hey, Ron.
Yeah.
Quit lying to us, man. Fez didn't pay for a dinner.
No, he did. We've gotten into a thing this year that, Fez, you're going to grab the checks. For the first, 1,000, 2,000 meals of our life, Fez wouldn't touch a check. And now that, me and him are partners, you got to grab the check half the time. It's a legitimate thing to do. And when we take the boys out, they don't ever grab the check because we make more money than them. So last night was great. Everybody gets a big steak. The steaks were so good, Earl and I didn't even order desserts with it. Dave actually forced himself to eat dessert. And I'm not kidding about this, after some really deep breathing.
Yeah, he moaned all through his meal.
He suffered the end of a steak because it was one of those steaks that was hanging like a fucking cowboy steak. It was just hanging off of his plate.
Yeah, I had to do actual breathing exercises to get that chocolate mousse down. I thought that was going to come up.
By the way, you could what a childish fucking thing to order. Chocolate mousse cake and a glass of milk to end your meal.
What do you mean?
It's like taking an 8-year-old out.
I was shocked that they had milk there.
I was shocked they had mousse cake. He's eating mousse and you're eating mousse. You guys go for the cheapest fucking angles you possibly can. But all in all, a good time. So when we get outside, I'm still cracking up over this, and Fez is still pissed. Here's what happens. So we sit down, and for the four of us, the meal comes to $315. Fezzy throws on an $85 tip.
Oh, my God!
I totally did the math wrong. I was trying to do a 20% tip, and I don't know what I did wrong. I don't know whether I thought the meal was like $400 or something. I think that's what it was in my mind.
Did you go home and start to try to work it out with a tip calculator?
I tried, yeah.
Because for you to even start to figure out percentages now completely is outside of your gimmick.
And I was so pissed the entire time, the rest of the night, and I'm just thinking, I should go back in there and ask the manager if I can have this back and correct a mistake.
No, you were doing it at the table. You were doing like with your fingers. You were doing the multiplication.
Just in the air, yeah. My imaginary chalkboard.
And now let me also point this out. For the $85, all the guy did is bring us 4 plates. We did not have great service. It's not like one of those over-the-top service nights. The guy fucking barely knew who we were until he saw the 85. And then he's like, anytime you fellas like to stop back, don't even worry about reservations. As for me.
Plus, if there's a girl I can get you, or a Broadway show, the guy was going to treat us like celebrities now.
What does he know? The guy's 90 years old. There was no place there's no fucking woman he could get us whose pussy was fucking not dry as dust.
I should probably get half back from you.
From me?
Yes.
For what?
Well, like you just said, we're
That was
partners.
your night.
We were partners.
Next lunch is on me. If you want, I'll take us out right now to the hot dog cart.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll give 100% tip. 2 dogs and a Coke.
You don't even have to tip those guys.
2 dogs. Well, of course you do. They're standing outside in the cold. You got to take care of them. And believe me when I tell you, the guy at the hot dog cart has a way worse life than that guy that you hit the 85 with last night.
I couldn't believe he was, as soon as
Were you just trying to round up? Is that it?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. So lucky for him, the bill didn't come to $3.91, or he would have got $9.
Plus, Fez also made that waiter's night because remember he admitted that he was a compulsive gambler.
Right. He comes by. The guy says, first of all, the guy sold. He comes back and shows us a picture of himself after the tip of when he was young, and he was in like some one of those old boxing, like a John L. Sullivan boxing fucking pose, right? So he goes, look at this, fellas, huh? That's me. This is a picture of me. I'm like, great. He's like, guess how old I am? I want to say 100. 79. Can you believe it? I'm like, yeah. Every fucking day of it, old guy. So he's like, I'm really retired. I work 3 days a week because I'm a compulsive gambler. And I need a little money. I like cards. I like to shoot dice. And I go play the horses every day at the OTB. That fucking 85 is gone right now.
Oh, yeah.
That fucking 85 was the first fucking race.
I mean, after just a really fun, enjoyable night, I sat there just pissed and sulking in my apartment the rest of the evening.
You were having a great time.
Yeah.
And once again, it's your social fucking phobia that you suffer from. You being pointed out in public.
Yeah.
And then that made all the 3 of us laugh.
Even with a good thing, even with the guy coming, when he came up to us, that old waiter, smiling, I could feel the blood running out of my face because I knew I had fucked it up.
You know, even when you're throwing money around, the guy never comes back and shakes your hand.
Yeah.
They'll go, thank you very much, it's kind. But they'll never come back and he shook your hand like you were a rube. Like you had just bought the fucking Brooklyn Bridge.
Like I had just gotten him and his family into the country or something.
Beyond everything else, you know how long we were in there, what? An hour and a half, 2 hours?
Hour and a half, yeah.
What did he do worth 85?
Yeah, nothing. We had to ask for everything we wanted. He brought steak knives was about it.
And, you know, I was trying to even think about this when I was fucking home, and I'm fucking telling the story. I'm on long distance, and everyone who knows Fez is cracking up.
I hate that. I really hate that.
Because everybody knows how tight he is. The fucking guy literally has the shortest fucking hands in partying. The fucking arms barely get out to reach a check. Sometimes he fakes a piss. He'll go and stand in the fucking bathroom when it's check time. Another time, but I've got him into a system now. Half the time you pay. It's that fucking simple.
Just give me half back for this one.
And they were all fucking cracking up knowing how cheap you are. But then I got to this. All right, it came to $3.15 the bill, right?
Yeah.
All right, the steaks were $40 a piece.
Right.
So that's $160. Well, what are fucking sides in that place? What were we paying? Fucking $90 for onion rings?
Well, the sodas, we did drink a lot of pop.
Well, pop, where are you fucking from?
No, I'm just saying.
Wisconsin?
We drank a lot of soda there.
But even that, what is it, fucking $8 a piece for a Coke?
Yeah, I think they might have ripped us off.
Yeah. At $160, half the meal was the fucking steak. Well, the steak was the fucking meal.
Right.
I mean, we barely had fucking sides. And then you guys had milk and fucking moose. What could be cheaper than moose? It's like buying air. So somehow you paid $160 for 3 sides and some moose. And as fucking, Potsy puts it, some pop.
You know, maybe the gratuity was included, and that's what made it $3.15.
I bet it is. I bet the fucking gratuity is included.
Has to be. Because by your math, there's no way it can come to $3.15.
Well, the fucking steaks were between $42 and $45 a piece. That was right on the thing. So that's $160, $170. How did you get the $3.15 from that? We had 3 sides, some fucking booze and some sodas. You probably tipped this fucking guy $120, $130.
Yeah, no wonder he was so excited. I am so pissed right now. I am furious with myself. I'm furious with him for not coming over and saying, this must be some mistake.
This must be a mistake. All I did is drop all 4 plates, and it took me 45 minutes to do that. We ate an entire fucking basket of bread. We were starving.
You gave him a 2,000% tip.
I must have. And all I could think as I'm going over this again in my mind, I'm thinking, this restaurant is probably as old as Manhattan itself. This guy must have seen some decent tips in his day.
Right.
You know, Jack Dempsey went in there and tipped.
Yeah, Yogi Berra eats at that fucking place.
And I'm thinking, why is this tip so just thrilling to him?
Because, first of all, anybody who picks up an extra 85 in an hour is fucking happy with it. I don't care if you're Donald Trump. You're happy to pick up an extra 85.
I gotta find that bill, my copy of it, and see if it says gratuity included.
Oh, it's fucking framed. It's sitting up at Smith and Wall right now. They have it under the bridge and tunnel fucking idiot section.
Along with Fez's picture.
Yeah, sure.
Find this guy. Make sure he comes here every Friday.
It is going to take me a long time to get over this one. A long time.
How about I take you out for a dog right now?
It's not gonna help.
My boy, man, you know what? That ends the fucking us going out to eat together.
Oh,
So it's too much trouble. It's too much trouble.
Oh, man.
And it's the last time I tried to figure out a tip in my head.
Well, you should just feel good about it. We had a great time. You made an old man happy. I'm sure the fucking people at the OTB are fucking happy with the extra 85.
Try your most cell phones come with a calculator. You gotta be using that every single time.
Well, you want to look like an old lady trying to figure out a fucking tip
No, I know
sitting
how
at
to
the
do
fucking table.
I know it's 20%. It's not that difficult math. I know, but Fez seems to have problems.
Here's the fucking funny part about it. What did the sides cost? They had to be at least what the fucking steaks were going for, or a couple of fucking sodas.
I know what the 2 mooses cost.
They were supposed to be $10, right?
Yeah, they were $10 a piece.
Well, the sides should have only been $10. We had 3 of them.
Right.
That's $50. They're still missing $100. And if you're telling me we had $100 worth of Cokes, well, you're out of your fucking mind.
It comes to $200. The food, sides, and dessert should come to $210. $210. So $140 in soda is what they fucking charged you.
I'm telling you, you were probably
bottles.
right. I bet the fucking tip was already part of it.
Had to be. It's a classy joint. It had to be.
Yeah.
That makes me even more. I was so having trouble getting past this last night, and now it's even worse.
I don't know. For me, it made it the time of my life.
I hate a fuck-up like that.
And when we were leaving, every worker in the place, including the people
Was cracking up.
were beaming. Not just like, hey, thank you for coming. They were just like, thank you very much. Thank you.
You know what it is? It's fucking Fez is taking a walk of shame like every guy in the place butt fucked him. Then he had to go walking out of here while everybody's sneering.
My head was spinning so bad after he came over and basically congratulated me on leaving such a great tip. I couldn't remember which way was the way out. I couldn't remember how we got in. I had to ask the old guy which way out.
Mush, you're on Fez.
Yeah, what's up, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ron, Fez, you definitely screwed yourself. I went to a Smith & Walensky out in Vegas a couple years ago. The bill itself was $1,600, and they included a $350 gratuity for themselves on top of it already.
Yeah. They take care of themselves.
Oh, yeah, and Fez took care of them even more.
Yeah. So that's nice, Fez. You double-tipped the guy. First of all, you hit him with 27% above his probably 18.
Oh, man. Why don't they tell you something like that when you go in there?
It's fucking funny.
Yeah, and no waiter.
It's on the check. If the tip is fucking included, it'll be right there on the check.
And I was so full, too, that I was just seeing stars anyway from eating so much.
Well, first of all, you had locked up and were acting like you were having a heart attack. Did you notice?
Yeah.
He was doing the my chest won't move thing. Dave is doing deep exercises. And let's face it, Earl, when's the last time you had red meat?
It has probably been about a year and a half.
Because normally we go out, he has a salad and a potato and then throws up like Paris Hilton. You are fucking timid when it comes to eating food. You're worried about your stomach.
Yeah, I got the stomach of a 5-year-old at this point. But yeah, it's been about...
You got the dick of a 5-year-old too.
No, I don't.
Really?
No.
Mikey boy, how you doing, pal?
Hey, guys, I just did all the math. Did anyone do that yet? Just figure out exactly what
No.
Okay. I figured out the included tip was probably 18%, so the original bill was most likely $267.
It's about right.
So the total tip was $133, which is just under 50%.
Asshole! Asshole! What the fuck? You gave $133 fucking tip.
He must have just gone singing. The guy probably took his apron off, threw it at the manager, the maitre d', and said, I quit.
Well, maybe they either thought you were a fucking hayseed or maybe a coke dealer who throws his money around. So that's not bad.
I'm a hayseed who throws his money around. I'm the worst combo.
All right, Mikey, thanks.
All right, see you guys.
Peace.
Oh, am I disgusted.
Be happy with it.
A
Maybe
50% tip? Half of the bill was tip?
That's awesome.
No, it's not.
That's awesome.
I'm going to like some sort of community college and enrolling in remedial math.
First of all, forget your math. You read the fucking check. You see that the tip is taken care of. So then you sign your fucking credit card. There's no amount of math you could have done that would have been right for this.
Because even your initial tip was way over.
If you would have given him $1, it's fucking over. Yeah, you were given like a 27% tip, probably 27, 28% off the $315 to go 85.
Yeah.
And away, and it's just because you're an OCD fucking idiot, you're trying to round up so you could have a nice $400 on your credit card.
It was just the easy. When I couldn't figure out the tip, it was just the easiest thing to do, and I figured I would be in the ballpark.
You were.
I thought maybe I would be $5 over, and I could have lived with that. Not $130 over.
All right, Fez, tell me where the ball is. Tell me where the ball is. It only costs $5. Look at you. Look at you. Why don't you go down fucking Times Square?
It was a great meal, though.
Yeah, it was a fantastic meal.
I can't enjoy it now. I can't believe this happened.
Yeah. Well, it happened. That's the beauty of it. The beauty of it is you took us out, we had a great meal, and you picked up everything, and then you let us laugh at you. Wait, that's the thing you hate, right?
Yes, the laughing at.
Yeah. That's where your problems come in.
Totally.
And the kitchen help laughed at him, and I
They
think
weren't laughing, they were celebrating.
even the coat check people somehow got word of what happened.
Oh, speaking of which, you fucking femme.
What?
You coat check a fucking book bag. You're wearing a fucking backpack, and you coat check it.
Sure, I don't want the
We're
coat check.
going out to a great fucking steakhouse like men.
Yeah.
You don't have two things you don't do. You don't fucking bring a book bag with you like a child, then check it, and then two, you don't order milk at the table.
Okay. Well, I mean, I thought milk and chocolate cake is, as American as apple pie.
Chocolate cake, it's fucking chocolate mousse. It's a child's fucking food.
And he was loud about it, too, because he remembered the waiter was walking away, and he's like, oh, wait a minute. Can I have a glass of chocolate milk? And everybody just turns around and looks at us.
Let me tell you, when those guys try to grab my cake, my coat, when I come in, I'm like, I'm Irish. You don't want to fucking play this game with me. Because if I come back there and that coat ain't there, I'm fucking going nuts. I'll burn this old fucking wonderful restaurant to the ground over that fucking coat. I got things sewn in that coat you don't even want to know about.
I kept my coat. I just needed my book bag to go in there. I got, it takes up too much space. It takes
You
up all
don't
the
need a
leg
fucking
room.
book bag. You're a fucking man now. What are you doing with that thing? You look like you're 8. And it's all chewed up and stupid.
Yeah, but like one of those strap bags hurts my shoulder too much, and a briefcase looks too silly to me.
You got your fucking your short red hair. Why don't you get a newspaper fucking bag? Carry that around all day.
Now, I tipped the coat check person $75. Is that too much?
Fezzy, seriously, thanks for the great night out.
It was not a great night. It started out a great night out.
The great steak.
The steak was excellent. I was loving it.
You almost died. You loved it so much.
And I couldn't quit eating it. I was forcing it down my gullet.
Yeah.
I was doing one of those where I was eating the fat. I had completely ate the meat.
That was delicious.
And I just, I was eating balls and balls of fat.
Oh, you were eating balls, all right.
No.
But I did see you licking on it, sucking the fucking marrow out of the bone like a fucking, like somebody's mutt dog.
I had to.
Climbed into the place.
He looked like my grandmother. My grandmother used to do that. Just suck on the bone of a steak.
Oh, she did. That was a fucking ham bone she was sucking on. You never even saw a steak till last night. First time ever.
Oh,
Here's Earl. I'll have a sirloin.
it was the only thing I knew on the menu.
Is that right?
Yeah. That was the
Don't
only thing
limp in, brother. Don't limp in.
You can't go wrong with a filet, Earl. Ever.
No, I just thought sirloin would be a nice way to ease my way back into eating red meat.
That was a hell of a fucking steak, though, right?
Oh, it was unbelievable.
You
steak.
couldn't finish.
I couldn't finish, and I was steak drunk afterwards. I was just like, all the weight.
What does it do? It sucks the oxygen out of you somehow? You know what I mean?
It's just like all the weight just shifted to one side of my body.
I guess because you're digesting that, you're trying to break it down. It steals from your brain.
The steak, it's so meaty that all the blood goes to your stomach to try to digest this thing, and it just saps it right out of your brain.
Yeah, because I was loopy, too. I was even staggered, like stumbling a little bit.
Yeah, I saw you.
A Cajun marinade rib steak. Oh, forget it.
Cajun?
Cajun.
What fucking year is this, 87?
It was the best. The best steak I've ever had.
You said it was in your top 3. He actually started rating steaks while we were eating.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a couple other places. I can't say.
By the way, I thought all the sides sucked cock. That's just me. I thought the steaks were great. I wasn't impressed with the fucking sides.
I was embarrassed to ask for ketchup for the onion rings. I thought I would be made fun of, but they definitely needed some ketchup, some dipping sauce for them. Didn't you think they were dry?
I can't fucking discuss food with you. Seriously.
Okay.
It'd be like discussing chicks with you. It's fucking 2 things you know nothing about. Why don't you put on your fucking book bag and go buy the new Nintendo game? Because it's fucking 81.
Okay. I love Nintendo.
I know you do. So don't worry about it, Fez. This is tipping season for you, too. I know that you worry about that in your apartment.
On the way out the door today, I see there's the unmarked Christmas card leaned up against my front door.
Right.
Where it's got happy holidays from everyone in my building who's expecting a big fat tip this holiday season.
Did you count the names?
I think it's like 14.
14.
Yeah. 14 people in my building, maintenance from the super on down to maintenance people, all expecting some sort of envelope from Fez Marie Watley.
What's the minimum on that, do you know?
I think the minimum is probably like $25-$30.
I would have thought it was higher. I thought you go a minimum of 50. And then you got your big people you got to take care of.
Yeah, then your doormen, which, I think there's 4 of those.
Right.
But
everybody always has one doorman who's like the real guy.
Right.
Like if I'm leaving town, you know the doorman to talk to. You don't talk to the other mutt.
And then the super and the assistant super.
You got to take care of them, yeah.
Yeah, those are the top ones. That's the top tier.
The super?
Yeah.
Is over the doorman?
Yep.
Yeah, because the super will fucking come up and fix stuff in your apartment.
Yeah, what they'll do is actually when they say happy holidays from, from the staff, they'll put it in order. It'll be the super's name will be first, and then they'll actually have a line and the doormen, and then another line for the porters.
But here's the thing. All right, the porters take care of you, right?
Yeah.
I will say this. You give $85 to a guy who fucking carries 4 plates over about 15 yards. You owe those porters about $900. If that's if that's the way you roll, Fez.
No, I don't. I rolled like that one night, and I didn't realize I was rolling that way. I'm rolling back.
Hey, Tippy. Tippy, everybody's... forget Tappy. You're Tippy from now on. Everyone's crazy about it.
Is this going to cause you to undertip in
cause him to undertip? That's his normal M.O. He's one of those guys at a diner. You hear fucking change hit the thing, and then you got to turn around and go, Fez, you can't do that.
Oh, yes, I will be watching my financial steps from now on.
Jay, you're on Run Fez.
What's up, boys?
Yeah.
Hey, listen, man. You know what you ought to do, Fez, is give Smith and whatever a phone call and tell them what happened, and if they don't fix it, say, look, I'm going to get on the radio and start talking smack about you. I bet you get free gift certificates coming out your ass.
Jay, first of all, the day you become that kind of ham and egger, where you have to threaten people because you thought you overtipped, you would be the big... They'd fucking put your picture up and then spit in your food for the next fucking 40 years at every restaurant in America.
It would be more embarrassing than the humiliation I've already suffered at this. And I'm not going to go shake down an 80-year-old man.
Who's already spent the money.
Yeah.
That thing went on a pony. Hopefully he fucking hit for a change, and he turned it into some real cash.
Plus, it wasn't their fault. I mean, I hate to say it, but it was your...
Yeah, they did the work, and you didn't read the bill.
And I never learned how to do math.
Forget math. Forget the fact that you overtipped. The fucking point is this. You had already paid your tip.
I know. That gets me, too.
Because there's no way that bill came to $3.15. You didn't even think about that last night.
That never even ran through my mind.
Through my tears as I'm telling the story over and over and fucking rolling. And my chick actually said this. Hold on, my mom's on the phone. Tell her. I had to go through it over and over again. I made sure I sold it every time. I was like ADF and Sheepy out of the fucking party. Talking about Fez.
At least you kept it in the family. I haven't seen it on the internet or dining out at a party on it.
Uh-oh.
What?
Nothing.
Is there something online I should see?
You don't go online, do you?
Not anymore. Not too often.
Good.
And I'm staying away from SmithandLewinsky.com.
Then there's no way that you'll hear about this at all. Don't you dare. Don't you dare bring that up.
But it's new information, Mr. B.
Is this your brand new character that you love?
No, this is the...
This is your new information, Mr. B. Rushing off the whack bag.
It's Board Gossip Dave. Same voice as always.
I'm thinking about handing Board Gossip over to Big A.
Oh, man.
That would take a while.
Take the sneer off your face, Fez. It happened. You look like you're in pain.
I am in pain. I feel I was taken advantage of.
Well, you were, but by your coworkers, not by that little old man. We're the ones that talked to you when it was your turn.
And you know, I was taking the check, and I swear there was a million times that ran through my head where I was just gonna hand it to you and say, "What do I do?"
You know what? I didn't even see you get the check.
Oh, really?
I saw the guy try to hand it to me, and I'm like, "Get the fuck out of here with that." I pulled out that steak knife. I put it up to his old throat. I go, I will fucking plunge this into your gullet. It ain't my turn. You know what we ought to do, Fezzy?
What's that?
Get you back into it. Next time, be your turn again, and I'll check over your work.
No, because it's your turn next time.
Yeah, but I want you to get back on the horse. I want you to get out of this.
That expensive horse has ridden.
Or rode.
Yeah, away.
Roger, you're on Run Fez.
Hey, Fez. I don't want to scare you, upset you, but when you turn this into your taxes, you know, there's going to be a red flag, and you might get audited.
Yeah, normally you would be able to turn this over to your accountant, Fez, and say, hey, it's the guys from work, it's, our party. Do not use that fucking bill in there. Not with an $85 fucking tip on there.
I can't? With the 50% tip?
You can. No, it's like, yeah, you can do it, but if it does, you look like a drunk maniac who's trying to take advantage of the United States government.
So I can't even get that part of it back.
You can. Roll the dice. I love to see the government get a hold of you, Tippy. Find out what the fuck you're up to, where that real money's coming from.
I don't need the government sniffing around me and where I live.
Everyone else, is sniffing around you.